All right, well, thank you guys for joining us for another short Health Truth Life video. Got another good one here for us. We're going over motion versus action. So what's the difference between motion and action? They sound similar, so we're going to kind of talk through how they're different.
Absolutely. So the stimulus behind this discussion is chapter 11 in Atomic Habits, which discusses an experiment that a photography professor did at the University of Florida, actually. And what he did is when the students came into, I guess, their first class, he put them in two experimental groups. One, he said that over the semester he wanted them to take a large quantity of photos and gave their performance and grade based on simply quantity. Right. And then he had the other group be a quality of photography group, and he said, I want you to submit one photo and only take one photo, and then the best photo would obviously get them a certain component of a grade as far as quality goes. What he found, which is interesting, is that in the final analysis, the higher quality photos were found in the quantity group. In other words, it took people taking lots of photos to provide and produce the higher quality photos. Kind of showing that sometimes that we think that we're shooting for perfect and kind of just really perseverating over trying to get that ultimate perfect, whatever product or what have you, and we end up not having as high quality product because we don't have a number of quantity and or volume of experiments to try and get to that high quality. So go ahead and give me that quote on Voltaire.
Voltaire has a quote as saying, "The best is the enemy of the good."
So describe that. What do you think that means, and where do you?
So a lot of times, we get caught up in trying to be perfect and do things the best, and we get stuck and don't attempt to just go to do things, to take action, and then basically we're trapped. We don't end up doing those things that we want to do. We think about them, we research them, we try to figure them out, but we don't take action and we don't do them.
So the motion meaning, in this sense, you're thinking about it, you're planning it. You're considering it, but you're not actually acting and doing it.
Right. But it has the feel. That's what's interesting, why it's deceiving. When you're in motion, doing the research, doing the planning, you feel like you're accomplishing things. But in reality, unless that motion turns into action, nothing has changed. Nothing's happened.
It's also interesting with emotion. When you're talking about doing something and you're talking to other people about doing something, is that oftentimes you get positive feedback from those people saying, hey, that sounds like a great idea. But all of a sudden, you've already got your reward. So in a sense, that may prevent you from acting because you've already gotten the reward from people. So I'm trying to be careful with that with my kids.
It's funny, I've been in those conversations and felt guilty because I've talked about it and I haven't been doing it. So I'm like, oh man, I gotta go do this now.
Right.
Because
you feel like a hypocrite.
Yes.
Yeah. Totally.
So you have to go take action, to kind of keep up with the motion.
Absolutely. So I think, that brings up the thought process of perfection can be the enemy of progress and also lead to procrastination because you're simply thinking, okay, I'm just going to perseverate and ruminate over doing this perfect thing, but never do anything to allow the experimentation to produce quality out of your what you're doing.
We truly learn from our mistakes and from trying things, and if we're not trying to produce and trying to take action, then we're not going to grow. We're not going to get better at whatever that skill or task is. So dive into it, like go for it, try it. You're going to fail, you're going to make mistakes, but that's how we learn and we grow. If you try to start something already perfect at it, that can't work. That's not the way we do things.
So how we can apply this to health, I think in this case, is just recognize that, hey, take those first few steps, whatever they are. You're probably going to stumble. You're probably going to not be perfect at anything that you're doing, whether it's a change in diet, a change in mindset, a change in routine, a change in sleep patterns, a change in digital or phone patterns or bad habits that you have with those. That's where just start taking those steps and give yourself grace to make the steps, but then also have those potential steps back as you're taking progress. So just an encouragement to y'all out there to start taking steps. Recognize that, hey, quantity oftentimes will produce the best quality because it's going to refine you, right? So, any final thoughts?
Yeah, just don't. Yeah, I like this too. It says we need to go from motion to action, like we've been talking about, and from planning to practicing. A lot of times we get stuck in that planning phase. We don't actually take those steps to put it into practice, and go for it. Start practicing what you've been planning or thinking about. Even if it starts out dirty or messy or slow, go for it. Learn from it. Action leads to action and progress.
Absolutely. As Malcolm Gladwell talks about, there's a 10,000 hour rule, that those people who put about 10,000 hours into something, which obviously takes a lot of trial and error, ends up leading to mastery. But you can't get mastery unless you take those baby steps and stumble and then get back up. So y'all be well. God bless you and thank you.
Thank you. Take care.